Good morning, millennials.
Welcome back to The Toast and happy Tuesday. Hope everybody's having a gorgeous, glorious day. And speaking of gorgeous and glorious, it's my gorgeous and glorious friend and sister in Christ, Jackie O.
Thank you, Latter. What a beautiful introduction. Happy Tuesday to all who celebrate the Day of the Twos.
Are there those who don't?
I feel like there are those who don't. Do you think there are people who live off the, because days kind of the week are kind of like a social construct, very much so. Are there people who don't adhere to the days of the week? Days of the week.
For sure. I mean, there are people who don't adhere to a lot of random things, you know? And so days of the week, sure.
And just like there are other calendars in other cultures, maybe today isn't Tuesday for everyone. You have to think of that.
Well, actually, it's not.
Yom Sheni.
In Israel, it's Yom Shlishi.
Oh, well, they're also a day forward, yeah.
Right, and they only take off Sunday. So yeah, it's Yom Shlishi in Israel. So yeah, I guess not everyone is dealing with the exact time space continuum that we are currently dealing with, but I feel to the major constituents who listen to this show who live in America and abide by the calendar, yes they are.
Just want to say, you don't want to leave anyone out, Claude.
So I've kind of put my foot in it this morning. I don't know if I totally forgot to tell you this.
It's so early.
Yeah. Well, I had to wake up early. I had some content to film, and I was just getting a head start on my day. And I was eating breakfast, and then this thought came to me because I'm getting really tired of these pregnant bitches coming for my neck. And I just told them what they needed to hear. And actually, you are in what would be the injured party because you have been pregnant with a toddler. I'm just so tired of making I'm always talking about my pregnancy because that's what I'm dealing with, and people being just imagine doing this with a toddler. It's we get it, we know it's harder. No one is arguing with you. We feel bad for you. Literally, we would never want to be you. We get it, but it's so annoying to infringe on someone else's suffering, because you are suffering more. We get it.
That's
so I made a
so
TikTok
crazy.
This morning.
And technically, I'm in the injured party, but I would never say that to you, let alone think that. I also feel
it's the suffering Olympics.
It is, but also as you have children, your level of what you can withstand. Just grows. You just become stronger inside and out. And in some ways, doing it the first time is the hardest. So I'm not with those people, and I would never say that to you.
No, it's just no one's really even arguing the point. It's definitely harder to have to chase around a toddler, and you can't just rot in bed when you don't feel good. I get it. But it's so fucking annoying to say. And I'm tired of these bitches. And it did cross my mind when I first started feeling sick. I'm oh my God, this is probably the only pregnancy that I'm gonna have without a child. Oh my God. And so we feel bad. We get it. We're not disagreeing with you, but it's annoying. Shut up.
I didn't know.
So I made a TikTok about it today.
For you. That's really crazy.
No, it's just this thing that pregnant in the chronically online pregnant community, it's every comment section. Just wait till you have a toddler running around. Just wait till you're chasing after a toddler. I know it sounds literally horrible. So
I guess I also can't really speak to it because I was on bed rest.
Yeah, slay.
Life hack.
Slay.
Life hack.
Oh, but then I was thinking about you because I feel when you got pregnant was around the time Harry wasn't a toddler yet. He was not walking, was he?
No, he was not walking when I got pregnant.
Right. So that's seriously not your problem. It's the problem of the person who's carrying him, and because you're pregnant, you can't physically carry him. That's the life hack. Get pregnant while your first is still crawling.
Yeah. That's something, but then you always do have to carry them, but then at a certain point I couldn't carry him.
Right.
Life
so
hack.
I just was starting stuff before TikTok gets banned, want to, make waves and start stuff.
Oh, yeah. Countdown to TikTok. Do you hear the rumors that Elon might buy TikTok? But then I also read this morning.
No, I didn't even hear that anywhere.
Oh, I heard light whispers that Elon's going to buy TikTok or thinking about it. And then I also saw that is not true. So I don't know.
Cool.
I don't know
Control Z.
If that's true whatsoever.
I have now seen a couple very wealthy people discuss it. Kevin O'Leary, allegedly Elon Musk, Mr. Beast was talking about it. What if they all just work together?
Yeah, I would like that.
But the thing is, and I heard this at the Supreme Court hearing, is even if somebody buys it, the data center, something about the actual technology of the company cannot be unlinked from Byte, which is the Chinese owned company. And therein lies the issue. They almost can't even sell it because it's
inextricably linked.
Yeah, I forget what part of the company it's it's data centers. It's something cannot be unwoven.
Interesting. So complicated. So glad it's not my job to deal with this.
Such a global issue.
Yeah, I don't have answers for you. I mean, I do, get off TikTok, but I know that's not going to work for everyone. But yeah,
no, it's not.
Glad that I don't have to sort out this mess.
Yeah, because I have like a lot going on in my life. Granted, I don't have a toddler, but I have a lot. What's with you?
Not too much. Busy morning so far this morning. We are out and about early. So I'm just sort of sat now with my girl.
Nothing better.
Ready for some adult convo.
Oh, are we going to be talking about pornography?
No, but actually I went to an event last night. I told you. You tried to call me.
Oh my God. I called Jackie like I always do. And she's like, can't talk at an event. Excuse me?
At an event.
An event, where you at?
I was
PTA meeting?
No, I was at an event. It was really like a women's event. And
the women in tech?
The theme, and maybe I could bring some of my learnings to the toast today, because it was all about manifesting. In earnest, in like a very spiritual way, about like manifesting the things that you want in your life. And I'm not a big manifester. I think anyone who listens to the show would know that about me. I'm kind of like the opposite. So I was really trying to be open-minded and understand what manifesting, not online, but in its origins, actually means.
Now, before you get into what you learned, I need to know more about the context. Like, you need to give me more information on the details of this class.
So
was it a class?
I guess you could call it. It wasn't a class. It was like at a restaurant.
Was it a Torah class?
No, it wasn't a Torah class, but it's. I think the women who run are like very into Kabbalah, so it was spiritual.
Kabbalah, okay.
And like God was in the room, you know, because they were like the 100%. Universe / God, whatever you believe, but like these are women who believe in God. So
faith, correct.
Yeah, so it wasn't like an agnostic event.
I can't believe like you are saying these words. Like
I know, but a friend of mine, whom you know, I'm not going to start like dropping names, but a friend of mine from this summer, she was coming in for this event, so she was like, come. And then Olivia was like, oh, I'm going to that. I didn't think you would want to go because, you know,
Olivia was
already going. So I was.
She is less universe manifest spirit than you.
She kind of is, though. She's kind of is, if you think about it.
No, anyways, I could see her thinking it's like so stupid.
No. She's not. And she's been to like this event before. So she was going, and then my friend was going. So I was like, okay, of course I'll go. And it was all about manifesting. So I really was just trying to learn, because I think of manifesting as like influencers, like printing out pictures on Pinterest and like putting it on their vision board and calling it a day.
Yeah.
But the original intention for manifesting, it's much more than that. And it's a lot about like positive affirmations and like self-talk. And like, there's a lot of steps towards manifesting, all in which, if you can
Are you joining the 12-step program?
It was like 5 or 6 steps. And it's like, if you could do all those steps, like you would be like a totally mentally healthy person and probably bring into your life.
Yeah, but if I could do all those steps, I wouldn't be at this class.
The steps are like not as easy as just steps, you know?
Right.
So it was very interesting. And I really am thinking, and also there was also like a bit of meditation, because when you are manifesting and you're going into your soul, you're trying to think about like the things that you truly desire. So it's a very relaxing exercise, actually.
Jackie, what do you truly desire?
Well, I'm not going to share that with everyone. It's very personal.
Oh, really?
Yeah, they brought out like these big like poster boards. I'm like, we're not about to write down like our heart's desires, are we?
Right. Oh, I guess, it is like personal.
I gave mine away. I was like, I'll write in my notebook. Thanks. I just
Did you BYO?
The thing is, they gave notebooks to everyone, so it's so my kind of place.
Oh, so it was like worth it.
It was worth it for the free notebook. So it's nice to think about as we go into the new year, like what you want to manifest yourself in the first 3 months, 6 months, 12 months. And the 12-month goal should be something that seems so far-fetched, you know? But like the 3 and 6 months are the steps to get there.
Wow. I'm in shock. Honestly, this conversation and like this new line of thinking like does feel like a betrayal.
No, I'm not saying this, like, it's nice to think differently for an evening, you know?
Sure.
Get in touch with your true self.
Sure.
You should try it, Turdy. Just once.
I agree and understand. I don't think this is like specific to like spirituality, that like you get out what you put in, right? So if you like walk through the world with a fabis and a punam and a terrible energy and attitude, like that's what you're going to receive.
Yeah.
And if you're like a joyful, positive person and you put out positive things and laughter and light, that will come back to you. You get out what you put in. So I don't know if that's like a revolutionary like philosophy, but I agree with it. Yes.
Yeah, that's part of it, you know? Putting out the good vibes, which is always a good lesson.
Yeah. Okay. Wow. Took a turn this morning.
Well, that's what I was up to. What can I say? Manifesting. Manifest destiny.
Oh my God. Me and Ben watched the funniest episode of Curb last night. Like, we just like are on a curb kick. It's like the one thing we can agree on, just like play in the background. And they charter a plane to go to a wedding, and the pilot needs everybody's weights, and nobody will give it.
Yeah.
And so they have to like land. They have to make an emergency landing and drop off their suitcases because the plane is too heavy. Whatever. It was so fucking funny. They go to this carnival, and I guess it's like this, you know, it's like this Mexican carnival, and there's a guy there who can guess anybody's weight. So Larry like brings all the people over. Oh, right.
I've seen this episode. We've talked about this episode before. It's seriously peak comedy.
Did we?
Yeah, when it aired, we were not okay.
Oh my God, it's seriously so funny.
Yeah.
I was cracking up. Oh my God, that's okay. Never mind.
I mean, that is like, that's so real. If you're ever in a situation where you have to ask like your friends for their weight, it's not like, I mean, even when we're renting skis, like you need to ask everyone. They're like, oh, I'll fill it out myself.
Yeah, when Ben and I were first dating, we were in Puerto Rico and we went parasailing. And the guy on the back of the boat was like, I just need like your rough weights. And Ben was like, oh, I can like go in like the other part of the boat or whatever. And I'm like, no, it's fine. 120. And the guy was like,
be real.
He gave me eyes. He was like, I'm gonna give you another chance.
Did you really try and lie?
Of course.
No, but then that's so risky.
I said 125, and then he was like, and I gave him a look, and I was like, just, you know, do your worst, like overestimate. I don't give a fuck. Then also, I'm always doing it in dangerous situations. And like if somebody's asking you for your weight in that sense, like it's usually for your safety. Like when I was on this, me and Brian were in the British Virgin Islands, and we were like island hopping, and you take these tiny fucking planes. They needed my weight. And like, I honestly hadn't weighed myself in months. So I honestly didn't even know. Your guess is as good as mine.
But round up.
Nah.
Round up, because like seriously, they need enough fuel. What, you want to be going down right before you hit land?
So I did tell Brian, like right before we took off, that I lied about my weight. And he was like, I'm literally a father. Like,
yeah, I would, if I were traveling with you, I would go over on my weight, just like make up for your lie.
Wow. Well, I just feel like I'm not going to be traveling anymore if that's just like the state of travel.
I agree. I feel like we've reported on stories where like even commercial airlines are like starting to consider accounting for people's weight when purchasing a ticket.
Yeah. It's definitely a tough line to walk. I just feel like I can't get hurt if anybody, like no one's going to be asking about my weight if I never leave my house, you know?
Yes. It's just, you know, they're always asking like for the right reasons, but there's just never a right reason, you know?
Yeah, of course. And like they don't do it in the most discreet way. Now I know it's like a part of this parasailer's job, but he should have pulled me to the side.
But don't you think if he pulled you to the side, he'd be like, oh, why'd you think I'd be embarrassed?
Well, because I'm fat. Like I'm not stupid or blind. I know I'm fat.
I don't know.
I was fat at the time.
There's no right way to go about it.
And the funny part of the
actually, you could give everyone a little slip of paper and they could write it down. That's the way to go about it.
Well, that was the thing with the Curb episode was that Larry needed to collect them to give to the pilot, and like they weren't comfortable giving it to Larry, let alone the pilot. And it was the men too. It was so fucking funny and so real. I just loved it.
No, it's such a good episode.
It really is. It's like season 9 or 10. We have a great episode today. We have stories. Jessica Simpson is single, and that's kind of huge news for a select few, and that includes us.
That's
we also
number
do
4 for the year of couples.
Yes. By the way, Paige and Craig was technically December.
But I wonder, maybe this is starting a new batch of 3. It also feels like people just drop big news in the new year, or maybe people like kind of give themselves till the end of the year, and it's like, if we can't work it out, like we're going to start the new year on a new foot. And maybe it's just
part
like
of it is strategic for sure.
For breakups right now. I wonder, like.
Also the fires, like maybe that's like a way of burying, because I literally forgot about Jessica Alba.
Oh,
so much has happened since we
were always going to forget about Jessica Alba.
She is forgettable.
Like I didn't forget about Paige and Craig. It's just about.
No, of course not. I can never, and I will never.
Did you see that Paige was at a football game with another male? However, I didn't see like anything untoward. And
no, not untoward, but I like saw her sitting with a guy.
Yeah,
at a game in a city that like she has no connection to. Like, why would she be at an Eagles game? Because her man's there. Like,
because her man's I don't know. I'm not jumping to conclusions, but like,
no, of course.
The odds that he's not straight are kind of slim because they're at a football game. Like,
oh, you're really scraping the bottom of the barrel. Yeah, no, he ain't gay.
Yeah, he was wearing like straight man.
He's just not gay. He's not gay.
I didn't get a good look because my video was far away. What did you see?
My video was far away too, but then I like saw a photo of the man and I got like a resume.
Oh,
and a name.
Oh, I didn't get that. I just got.
Oh yeah, he works in sports. Like he's.
Oh,
so he ain't gay.
So it was a date for sure.
Not that gay people can't work in sports, but I'm just telling you guys, he's not gay.
So you think it was a date for sure?
Like, why the hell else would she be there?
Oh my God. Okay.
I was trying to think. I'm like, just people in Albany root for the Eagles? Like, no. I was like really trying to make it make sense. I'm like, no, I'm in denial.
Yeah. Who were they playing?
I don't know.
Yeah.
Oh, I do know. I don't know.
I think they were playing the Green Bay Packers because they were both wearing green. And
Correct.
Harry said, are those the green Cowboys? And I was like, how is Zach going to answer this? They're both green. But then he said the Packers were wearing yellow. That's what I overheard from the kitchen.
And when you're thinking of like ways to explain things to your son, do you think like you're getting close to the point to explaining to Harry that Cowboys don't equal football players? They're just a specific team? Because Harry will see someone playing in the park, football, and they'll say Cowboys.
Yeah, but right now this is like, it works this way. Blue Cowboys, red Cowboys. He knows, like, we're all on the same page.
1,000%.
Yeah, but soon I'll start going through the teams. Mm-hmm. Where do you even begin? There are that literally not my job. By the way, not my job.
Harry's going to be on a podcast in 20 years. Like, when I was a kid, I thought that all football players were called Cowboys. Like, we're always talking about things we thought when we were kids. And like, that's literally, you're experiencing that with your son.
It's really cute to see it from the other side. And it's very logical.
100%. How we came to that conclusion. Mm-hmm. So we also have Dear Toasters because it's Tuesday.
Oh, also say they were playing the Packers, so maybe she has like a pack. Even though she was wearing the Eagles garb, maybe there was a Packer connection.
Listen, I'm down to clown with you.
And just we'll find it, the Packer connection.
I'm down to clown and like make stuff up just to make ourselves feel better. But like, it was most likely a date.
Okay, get it, girl. That's a nice date. In a box.
The lovers, the dreamers, and
Paige. Okay, let's get into the Fast 5 stories that you need to know.
And the Fast 5 stories that you need to know are brought to you by Charlotte Tilbury. She has bottled 30 years of artistry into easy to choose, easy to use beauty products. You really can't go wrong. They are flattering for everyone, everywhere. And that's the reason why Charlotte is the queen of glow. Her rigorous standards ensure that every product is designed and formulated for performance like nothing else on the market. So take her iconic Hollywood Flawless Filter, for example. With one product, you can blur, smooth, and illuminate the look of skin. Plus, it's skincare infused for clinically proven hydration up to 24 hours. So from red carpets to influencers' bathrooms, her legendary icons have gone viral for making everyone look and feel like the most beautiful, confident version of themselves. I feel like the name on everybody's lips in the beauty industry like is Charlotte Tilbury right now. If there's any products that you need, like they all go viral. For so long, her contour ones were sold out. The blush ones are amazing. I love her powder bronzer, her pressed powder for her under eyes, the Hollywood Flawless Filter. Like literally every single thing that she makes is a slay, and everything goes viral and does go out of stock. Also, shout out to Pillow Talk, probably one of the most iconic lip combos in the nation. It's like the perfect pink for every single skin tone, and it really is like completely worth the hype. So Charlotte Tilbury is performance that you can trust, and it's legendary for a reason. You can use code TOAST15 for 15% off charlottetilbury.com. Plus, new account holders do get free delivery. That's code TOAST15 for 15% off. This ad is brought to you by Charlotte Tilbury, USA customers only, and valid until March 2nd, 2025. For full terms and conditions and exclusions, see the Charlotte Tilbury website. Today's episode is also brought to you by BetterHelp. Thank you, BetterHelp, for sponsoring today's episode. The new year is always a good time to like get ahead of things, get controlled, get organized. And if you've been thinking about giving therapy a shot, you don't know where to start, might I suggest BetterHelp? Every January brings you 365 blank pages waiting to be filled. And in 2025, maybe you're ready for a plot twist or there's a part of your story you've been wanting to revise. Life is not about resolutions that fade by February. It's about picking up the pen and becoming the author of your own life. So think of therapy as your editorial partner, helping you write new chapters and create meaningful stories that you deserve to live. BetterHelp is done entirely online. It makes therapy really affordable and convenient, and they have served over 5 million people worldwide. You can access a diverse network of more than 30,000 credentialed therapists with a wide range of specialties, and you can easily switch therapists anytime at no extra cost. It's super accessible. It's super affordable. I think a lot of people get nervous to do therapy because it's like your innermost feelings, things you've never said out loud. And what's so great about therapy that's done online like BetterHelp is that you can talk to your therapist in any medium you feel comfortable. So whether you want to text with them, video chat, phone call, like whatever you feel most comfortable with. And they let you switch therapists at any time, because sometimes like in all different forms of therapy, it takes like a couple of times for you to find the right therapist. It's totally normal. But in person, it can be awkward to like call the office and cancel and then like have to like look the person in the eyes. It's just awkward. And so BetterHelp just makes that really easy. Write your story with BetterHelp. Visit betterhelp.com/toast to get 10% off your first month. That's BetterHelp, HELP.com/TOAST Today's episode is also brought to you by Liquid IV. Whatever you do, come into your own way with extraordinary hydration from Liquid IV. Powered by Live Hydroscience, Liquid IV helps you break the mold with flavors like their new hydration multiplier sugar-free raspberry lemonade, a bright zero sugar flavor combining notes of ripe, freshly picked raspberries and citrusy zesty lemon. Jack and I have recently been talking about how staying on top of our hydration, drinking lots of water is a huge resolution for both of us. We've gotten new jugs to prove it. And Liquid IV is such a great tool for that because it's going to take the water that you're already drinking and just multiply it. So their product, the hydration multiplier, is going to use, delicious fruit flavors to keep you hydrated. So the hydration multiplier is powered by Live Hydroscience, an optimized ratio of electrolytes, essential vitamins, clinically tested nutrients that are going to turn ordinary water into extraordinary hydration. It's also just going to make it taste better. They have really good flavors. It includes 8 essential vitamins and nutrients. It's always non-GMO, vegan, gluten-free, dairy-free, and soy-free. And it has 3 times the electrolytes of the leading sports drink without all the, crud in it. Embrace your ritual with extraordinary hydration from Liquid IV. Get 20% off your first order of Liquid IV when you go to liquidiv.com. Use our promo code TOAST at checkout. That's 20% off your first order when you shop Better Hydration today using promo code TOAST, TOAST, at liquidiv.com. Liquidiv.com, promo code TOAST for 20% off your first order shopping Better Hydration.
Thank you, Turdy Hydration.
You're welcome.
Our first story is a big shocking news of the day. Jessica Simpson has split from her husband, Eric Johnson, after 10 years of marriage. They called it a painful situation. So Jessica Simpson told People magazine in a statement today, on Monday, that Eric and I have been living separately, navigating a painful situation in our marriage. Our children come first, and we are focusing on what is best for them. We are grateful for all of the love and support that has been coming our way and appreciate privacy right now as we work through this as a family.
This is devastating. One, because I hate when internet eagle-eyed internet users are right. There have been a lot of rumors about them for a while, her ring, and she was out without him, but all of it could be explained away.
Yeah.
And now it's they were right.
Yeah, I just feel like you can't really judge Jessica Simpson based on her social media or what she's doing.
1,000. She's not playing that game.
No, there's just she's so layered. Whatever she winds up posting social media is just one picture. So if her husband hasn't been there in a while, doesn't necessarily mean anything. But there have been rumors about this, but I also feel like rumors have plagued them throughout their entire marriage. So at a certain point, it's listen, shut up. We'll when they say what they say.
Now, if you read her book, which you absolutely should,
which you absolutely should,
amazing. It's the most amazing book of all time. It's really sad because they really have been through so much together, and I think that only recently, only maybe I would say in the last 5 or 10 years, has she sort of been rebirthed. She had went through this really tough struggle with alcohol addiction, and he was there, thick or thin, supporting her, kind of picking up where she was putting down when it came to the family and the kids, and she wrote about him with such respect and such gratitude that it makes me really sad that now that things seem to be going much better for her, they didn't make it.
Yeah, it does make me sad because he seemed like Prince Charming, happily ever after. You kind of write them off and don't worry about them.
Right.
So when someone comes out of retirement like that, you hate to see it. They have a big family. She seems really happy. And then they say a painful situation. So this isn't the usual, respect each other's
schedules.
Privacy. Just didn't make it. Love them. My favorite
and
person,
of course,
my best
it begs
friend.
the question of what we were talking about last week in regards to Jessica Alba. This is another woman who makes significantly more money than her husband. He's a former football player. He didn't really achieve greatness in that. But where I feel I think I know them a little bit better than I knew Jessica Alba and her husband because I read her book, and he was an extremely involved parent. Eric, is that his name?
Yeah.
I literally don't even know his name. Super dad almost. So I feel he will get a large settlement because she owns a $1 billion company. And this is a rare scenario where I am okay with it. I think he earned his living.
But I also think that because of what happened with Nick Lachey, she probably has a pretty strong prenup and isn't going to have to give half just like she did to Nick Lachey.
No, not half. But a prenup is helpful. But in a marriage where you were together for so many years, you built a huge part of your business during that time, and you have 3 children together, the court, it's illegal for you to walk away.
Child support and alimony, but you don't just
probably
automatically
a settlement.
get half.
No, he's not going to get half. But I think she'll give him a big chunk, unless it ended really poorly. I feel maybe if Kelly Clarkson's marriage had ended in a more amicable way, she would have been okay giving him a big settlement and then monthly payments for the kids and whatever. But she had so much resentment because he was such a shit that he didn't deserve it. I feel like I need to know what happened between these two.
Pain where? Where is the pain? Yeah. Who caused the pain? Was it an accidental pain or an intent? Was it an affair or?
On this pain chart, show me how bad it is, 1 to 5.
Pain chart. Like, I'm sorry, that's just like a crazy vague term, but also pretty specific considering they could have not included that and just been like,
unless they're saying it's painful because the marriage is ending. Is that the cause of the pain, or was there a different pain that caused the end?
Eric and I have been living separately, navigating a painful situation in our marriage. So there was a situation that led to the end of the marriage.
That wording is intentional.
Something happened.
Now, I feel like, I always try to look at both sides when there's a devastating breakup and get excited about like the girl going out and like maybe reconnecting with John Mayer. But to be honest, like, I don't have that sort of feeling. I feel like what I took away from her book was that like not only does she require, but she really thrives in like stable environments. And I think he was really that for her. And I think maybe the marriage would have ended a little while ago if she didn't really cling to that sort of stability. Mm-hmm. So I don't want to see her like, that's not, I think, what's even best for her, like out and about, dating around Hollywood. Like I liked that she had this guy who was like kind of a nobody. Like, yeah, he played football, like, tell me what team. I'll give someone $1 million if they know what team he played for. Like, it was just this kind of good situation they had, random but good.
Yes, but Jessica Simpson like is a lover, and she actually probably will have a new relationship because she's a relationship girl. If there are so many people in her book who she had like real relationships with, not just like, and I don't even think she's like
flings.
A fling person, but I think she likes being in a relationship. So when the dust settles from this, I think she will want that again because I think she likes that partnership.
Well, maybe her neighbor / mom friend Kim Kardashian could set her up with someone.
Maybe, but
she runs in very, very cool, powerful circles. She lives in that neighborhood. Her kids play soccer with the Wests and the Kardashians. Like, she is ripe for a good setup.
I guess, but like if Kim could set someone, if she had all these bachelors, like 1 for himself, 2 for Chloe, like let's get it popping.
Well, Chloe had said that she doesn't want to date until the kids are grown.
I know, but can't fight fate, right? If she the right man walked up to her.
But I also feel like the men that Kim knows, like, obviously don't work for Kim, and therefore they wouldn't work for Chloe. But Jessica's totally different,
Yeah, Jessica is totally different.
And she's kind of this like free spirit.
Even though she likes athletes too.
Yeah, but it's different. He wasn't like an athlete,
But Tony Romo?
Well, he's so happily married, and I would never, ever wish ill on him and his family. They have a beautiful life together. They're like Texas royalty.
No, I'm just saying that she likes athletes. Tony Romo, Eric.
No, but I was just going to say, like, having said that, I ship.
What about John Mayer?
Well, I've recently gotten over, in a very public way, my crush on John Mayer. For many years, like, it was him. He was the end all be. And I felt really good about the fact that, like, Ben didn't, like, not look like John Mayer, Yeah. They're not twins, but... And I've recently just started to find him like unattractive, not even like in a physical sense. Like, yes, he's not aging in the way that I had hoped, but you know what I mean? Like overall, like his vibes, like some of the things, it's like it gives me the ick a little bit. Like I'm just over him. So maybe at one point, like these two reuniting would have been the best thing to ever happen to me. But not only does he give me the ick, I also don't think, like now I'm suspicious of like men who all he says he wants to get married, he wants to be in a relationship. I'm a relationship guy. You're literally almost 50. You could be married 100 times if you wanted. Like you never, even in his lyrics, he talks about like how he wants to have kids. It's like, well, you don't.
Yeah.
Like a woman can want to have kids and not. Like it cannot happen for her. But if a man wants to have kids, like he can have kids. It's not a choice.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm sorry. It is a choice.
It's just easier for them. It's like the minute they decide, they can find
someone.
Like,
it's like, you're not serious. And it's like, well, you're almost 50 now and we're still doing this. Like, grow up.
Speaking of John Mayer, Sabrina Carpenter. Did you see Harry Jowsey was on Kristen Cavallari's podcast and he said that he DMs Sabrina and wants to go out with her? And Claudia, the way I ship, and I think it's, first of all, I think compatibility-wise, they would really, like, they're both really funny. And
looks-wise, they're a total match.
They're a total match. I think that they would really work out. And then also, celebrity-wise, I think that would be a really good match for her. Like, someone in the spotlight, but not totally what she does and would totally look up to her and treat her like the queen that she is. Like, I need this to happen. Sabrina, check your DMs.
He got dragged. People were like, you think the biggest pop star, you're literally from Too Hot to Handle.
Like, I do think.
And I agree, like on the surface, you're like, what? But the more you really think about it and really what she needs, also you have to think about the fact that like she's very comfortable in her sexuality and she's kind of like freaky for sure, you know? And like nobody is more open about their freakiness than, what's his name?
Harry Jowsey.
I agree. At first I was like, wait. And then I saw a picture, a side by side of them together. I'm like, they almost look like cousins, you know? I'm like, oh, it's perfect. Not that like cousins should fuck, but like they have the same sort of like aura.
They have the same aura, and I really wholeheartedly endorse that.
Shit.
For my girl.
And even if it's just like Mr. Right now, not Mr. Right. Like I don't think they're gonna get married, but I think that would be really fun for Sabrina.
Yeah. I agree.
And like it would be nice to like be with somebody who's like actually handsome and tall. Do you know what I mean? Like just to change it up for Sabrina.
Something new.
Something new.
It could be the start of something new. It feels so right to be here with Harry Jowsey. Oh. I like Harry Jowsey. Those clips were cracking me up.
I like Harry Jowsey too, actually. I think it's really impressive what he's done with his like modicum of fame.
Yeah, so as like Sabrina's #1 fan, the Carpenters endorse.
Carpentators, yeah.
Our next story, another celebrity is postponing a big announcement. Beyonce has pumped the brakes on her big reveal as LA is on fire. So Beyonce was set to announce something huge today, and she's put it on ice as the wildfires continue to cut a destructive path across Los Angeles. She issued a statement on Monday night saying the January 14th announcement will be postponed to a later date due to the devastation caused by the ongoing wildfires around areas of Los Angeles.
Yeah, so like it's weird to postpone
an announcement.
To announce a postponement of an announcement.
To announce an announcement and then announce the postponement of the announcement.
Of said announcement. Having said that, like she was in a bad spot, you know? Like she couldn't go radio silent because everybody's like, Beyonce, what's up? And like it's sort of like tacky to like make, even though I do think now she could make it without it being like out of touch. Like I think that enough time has passed where it's like obviously the devastation is still ongoing, but like it's more under control, and I just don't think it would have been like the worst thing if she had done it.
I don't think it's tasteless or tacky for people to announce things right now. However, I think it's not the best business.
Efficient,
because you're not going to be able to promote it as much as you want, and it's going to get lost in the news cycle. And so it's better to just postpone it so you can have the moment that you want. But it does beg the question, like, what's the announcement that she's announcing that's postponed?
I know, because I don't think it's...
I think it's a tour.
An album. Yeah.
Cowboy Carter tour.
Which sounds so fun, honestly. Yeah, probably.
And maybe she was like wanting that momentum from the halftime show.
Yeah.
But now she's postponing the announcement.
Yeah.
But I am feeling like tour. But I look.
Although I feel like when there's like a big stadium tour coming out, like people, it always gets leaked.
Oh, really?
Yeah, because people who like work at the stadiums get like an email about, you know, the upcoming tour schedule. And I feel like it always gets leaked.
Oh, well, then maybe not. But what else could it be? I don't think it's an album. No, she has her hair care line. Like, I don't think it's a line of goods.
Retirement, perchance? That would be crazy if Beyonce was just like, I'm retiring.
No, I don't think so. I don't think you have to set a date to announce that.
Not only that, like, she's a businesswoman and you don't go out while you're on top. Like, there's more money to be made.
So when did she postpone it till? I'm not sure. But
I mean, there's no way to know. And honestly, I feel like if she were to set another date...
I'm going to write it down. It's just things to follow up on.
Yeah. Things to circle back on.
I'm loving having a pen and paper, let me tell you. And I also, of course, need to circle back with keeping up with sports.
Yeah, that's sort of the inspiration behind the list. It should be called the Keeping Up list.
They should announce the premiere of their podcast on
the Toast. Agreed.
Keeping Up with Sports. So this is just my follow-up list. Okay.
Yeah, whatever happened to blank.
Yeah.
I like that.
Whatever happened to Megan's podcast with Lemonada?
Add it to the list.
Lemonada podcast. Lemonada x Megan.
That's weird.
Meganada.
What's happened to that?
It's happening, but not before Netflix.
Did you see Miss Rachel is now like on Netflix?
I did.
I know you're over her. I'm over her too.
Yeah, no, I'm not into her. But I'm glad.
I just want to say I've clowned on her for like being a communist with like
no, she put her businesswoman pants on.
Yeah, to her inability to like franchise and like make money. And
she got a taste.
It should have been on Netflix for a while. Yeah, she got a taste of the luxury
I think
life.
she's like also announced like she has toys. I think she's got a book. Like, yeah.
No, she always had like good revenue streams, but at the level that she like influences young minds, like if that were me, I actually would be retired and I would be a multi-billionaire many times over. And so I just always thought like she was kind of lacking that entrepreneurial spirit. And now I feel like you're right. She got a taste of the high life and she wants more.
It's true. She's got a big appetite.
100%. So I guess we'll wait to see what Beyonce's announcement was going to be.
Very exciting and very vague.
Very vague, yeah. You're probably right about a tour.
I think that makes sense.
Yeah.
Are you ready for our next story?
Mm-hmm.
A little music news as Carrie Underwood will perform at Donald Trump's inauguration. So the inauguration committee has announced some of the... Inauguration committee has announced some performers, speakers, etc. And the most recognizable name is Carrie Underwood will be singing America the Beautiful. She said, "I love our country and I'm honored to have been asked to sing at the inauguration and to be a small part of this historic event. I'm humbled to answer the call at a time when we must all come together in the spirit of unity and looking to the future."
Now, I think a lot of people were really shocked by this. Like, probably one of the first, like, truly mainstream... popular, actually no, like Jason Aldean, but like it's very rare for a celebrity, like an elite, to get involved with Trump. And so a lot of people were really shocked by it, even though I feel like if you've been paying attention to Carrie Underwood over the last couple of years, like there's no way like she would have not been conservative. Like she makes her own yogurt, like she's so like, do you know what I mean? She's so like granola, like for sure. She's getting a lot of backlash. But I will say it did spawn for me. Now people are like reminding like all these old clips. I've watched like a million compilation videos. Like 8 celebrities you didn't know performed at previous inaugurations from the last like 2 or 3 presidents. Mm-hmm. And I was actually really shocked to find that Miss Kelly Clarkson gave one of the worst performances I've ever seen. I forget. I think it was Obama's first. And she sang like one of the, you know, God Bless America, not the anthem, but like one of the follow-up songs. It was so bad. And I've actually never heard Kelly sing poorly. I highly encourage you guys to just like look it up on YouTube. You will be shocked. She might have like started in the wrong key. Something happened. Like something went wrong. And we know Kelly can sing. It's not. I would love to know what happened. Like it was so bad.
That is so crazy. I did not know that. But yeah, usually like the last inauguration, J-Lo performed, Gaga. So
Beyonce famously at Obama. And actually, but my little research trip, Tommy, is actually Hillary Duff was at George Bush's inauguration. A lot of people don't know that.
She was there? Did she sing?
She didn't sing. Okay. She was just there. Yeah. So it's like, I feel like it's like a big deal now, but it almost just becomes like a part of history because we don't talk about, you know, Hillary Duff at Bush or Kelly Clarkson at Biden or was it Biden? Or I think it was Obama. Like we don't talk about it. It just sort of becomes like a part of American history. So now in the moment, it's like there's backlash or we're all talking about it, but I don't know. I just feel like it becomes like cemented in history and we all just move on from it.
Yeah. And I think for some artists, like are very political and would never like cross a line or perform for someone. But I think for other people, like it's really an honor. It is a huge honor to perform at inauguration for the entire country. Like, and to see it as a unifying experience, like I think that is a nice thing. And also for the people watching, I want some good performers. I want some beautiful renditions of our beautiful country's beautiful songs.
Also, and I think Jelly Roll was just talking about this because he was at a UFC fight and he met Trump and, you know, some of his followers were like, I can't believe you like met Trump. And his response was like, are you guys kidding me? Like, I'm like, I was in jail. I got to meet a president. Like, I don't give a fuck which one it is. Like, it's such an honor to meet any president. I've never met a president. Have you? No. Like it's such an honor.
Think about that, but no.
Like yes, you could look at everything so politically, but for me, like I grew up so poor. I literally went to jail. Like I'm now here, like in rooms with presidents. Like yeah, I'm gonna say hi and be respectful. I don't give a shit who the president is. So I think a lot of people come to it with that POV, like just being asked. Some people are inherently political and they're not willing to get involved on a side that doesn't...
On certain side, they would only do one side.
Right.
But I think there are people that would
I get that too.
Both sides, either side.
And then there's some people who are just thirsty and it's like, yeah, millions of people are watching, like...
It's like singing at the Super Bowl.
These bills aren't going to pay themselves. Exactly.
Yeah. So I look forward to seeing what she does with it. I just watched her perform on New Year's Rockin' Eve because now she's like really back out there. She's an American Idol judge. So she did ABC's New Year's and she's giving it her all.
Yeah, she definitely, like, she never took time off because she's always been touring. If you've been following Carrie, like, there's new music, there's new albums, there's new tours. But I think from, like, real public life, she's actually very private. And she doesn't, like, show up and do a lot of stuff. She has, like, a private family life, too. Also, you know, there's, like, a lot of, you know, rumors about her and her family. So, like, you know.
Yeah. But she seems well.
She does seem well. And she was good on Rockin' Eve.
Yeah, not my favorite song choices, though, would be my criticism as a big Carrie fan.
I saw her perform somewhere.
Stagecoach,
maybe something like that. And she wasn't like a headliner. I was like particularly like looking for, I was like, I want Luke Combs and Morgan Wallen. But she was fucking amazing.
No, I seriously love her. And
have you seen her thighs? It's like actually the craziest thing.
Her concert DVD is coming out on Hulu soon. Remember? That was a story.
Oh, yeah.
So she's like very much in the news right now.
Yeah, no, she's doing a lot.
Yeah.
Maybe she got bills to pay or something.
Yeah, no, she wants to promote her concert DVD. So this is a really good platform.
The thing you're looking for is like a concert movie. It's no longer called a concert DVD, Grandma.
No, but Claudia, like, it's a concert DVD.
I know. What are we calling it? Like Taylor Reputation, it's like a Eras Tour movie?
Like concert streaming on streamers?
It's, yeah. We need to come up with official replacement for concert DVD. I guess it's a concert movie.
Yeah.
But sometimes they make it like documentaries, Shawn Mendes Wonder, like, this is different.
Right. Oh my God. Do not.
I won't get started on
No, sorry. That's not what I was saying. Do not make it a documentary as well. I want.
Oh, no.
If I'm turning on your concert DVD, it's because I want the bangers.
Oh my God, I forgot to tell you the most interesting page I ended up on.
Okay. Page.
Like someone's page.
Okay.
You know me, I interact a lot on social media with Katy Perry. Like, I am a fan of hers, begrudgingly.
Yeah.
So I ended up on Katy Perry China, which is like a Twitter account just dedicated to like Katy Perry updates. There's a million of them. Like, you wouldn't think anything of it, right? Like, it's like a fan account that shows paparazzi pictures. But the person who runs Katy Perry China fucking hates Katy Perry. I saw some of the nastiest tweets about Katy Perry on a fan account of hers. So Katy Perry was seen leaving CVS with Orlando Bloom and Daisy.
And you want to bring those nasty fucking tweets here.
I do, because it was seriously so crazy.
Okay.
So Katy Perry was seen leaving like a CVS with Orlando and the baby, Daisy. And Daisy like starts to have like a tantrum, like leaving the CVS, and she like won't get in the car, like classic
toddler.
So this is Katy Perry China. Ready? They have pictures of Katy, like the paparazzi pictures of Katy, Daisy, and Orlando. Breaking news. Daisy cried. Was it her evil mother who wouldn't buy her a toy? Katy Perry, Orlando Bloom, and their daughter, Daisy, shopped at CVS on January 10th, 2025 in Santa Barbara. Daisy was found bursting into tears. So I was like, oh my God, were they hacked? Like, it was such a crazy, and the account is Katy Perry China. And I was like, there's literally no way. So the next tweet comes up. This is why no one wants to have kids these days. Katy Perry, Orlando Bloom, and their daughter Daisy were shopping at CVS. As they were leaving, Daisy started throwing a tantrum, causing a scene in front of bystanders and embarrassing her celebrity parents via the Daily Mail. Jackie, it is the funniest thing I've ever seen in my life. Like, why is somebody dedicating their life to a Katy Perry fan account when they literally hate Katy Perry?
I mean, that's just people, right?
Jackie, it was so funny. Her evil parents. Was it her evil mother who didn't buy her a toy? Like, seriously crazy, the internet. Says, oh, there's a new TikTok account that you would love.
Oh, send it to me. What is it?
It's called like Daily Mail History or something. So they like write headlines and things like as if what was happening in like the 1500s was happening right now. Because I saw it and I was like, I thought it was a real Daily Mail headline. It's like breaking Catholicism to become banned by the Church of England. I was like, wait, what? And it was like from the 1700s, like Henry VIII or whatever. You would love it. It's like it's smutty and fart.
What's the
smart and funny?
That's funny. Stassi was trying to get me on TikTok by like teasing these like good historical accounts. She was like, "There's stuff for you."
There is stuff for you. Let me tell you what the account is called.
Up. Maybe I could find it on Instagram.
Maybe they're on Reels. It's called History Mail.
history mail. That is a history mail. Okay. The Greeks have gifted the Trojans a wooden horse. Pieces close. Inside reports state. That's funny.
It's such a funny concept.
Scientists invent what they call a wheel, which is said to change the world. Experts say it's too complicated for widespread use.
Oh, that is so funny.
Small city filled with mainly criminals named Rome is trying to expand its territory. Experts say it won't get far. That is funny. I shall follow.
Oh, are they on Reels?
They are on Reels.
I'm so happy for you.
Hopefully, it's history mail. Who do they? Okay. Well, thanks for that detour. Are you ready for our next story?
Yeah.
Our next story is some Bebe news because Brittany and Patrick Mahomes have welcomed baby number 3, a girl. So Brittany and Patrick Mahomes shared that their daughter was born. Her name is Golden Ray Mahomes.
And I just can't wait for Taylor Swift to invite her to get up to get the 22 hat and say, and it's golden, golden. Cute. Like, celebrities often do crazy things, and so the Mahomeses, I didn't know this, but apparently they have a metal theme within their family. Their kids are named Steel. Their dogs are named
the daughter
Alloy.
is,
I don't know.
The daughter is Sterling Sky, so Sterling, and then
by the way, Sterling itself is a fine normal name.
And then the son his first name is Patrick, but they call him Bronze.
Okay, well, he has a real name
because because he's Patrick Mahomes the third. Bronze.
Oh, Love. That's cute.
Love.
Like that.
And then Golden.
So yeah, while the theme is kind of crazy celebrity, whatever, each name individually isn't that crazy.
No, not at all.
I would say Golden is probably the least conventional in terms of I don't know if I would say Golden is a name.
But
it's pretty.
It's very
it's
beautiful.
Not crazy.
No, it's not. That's very nice. I'm happy for Brittany and for Patrick.
Me too. Of course.
But also for Brittany.
And I think it lines up nicely. I think they have a break this week, so
Do you think she'll be at the playoff games?
100%. One thing about Brittany Mahomes, she doesn't miss a game.
It's true.
And she bounces back. She's like, oh, we just had a baby, but it's a Super Bowl.
I would actually think this is the worst timing to have a baby, during the playoffs, because this is when you can't truly out of commish.
Right.
But no.
She'll be there.
Brittany Mahomes, she doesn't miss a game.
No, and when your husband has a $500 million contract, you can take private planes, you can hire nannies, and I feel like she puts her husband's money to work, and I love that for her.
She could get a bed in the suite, and she could be sat in bed watching the game.
She probably is gonna get a wet nurse. That's what I would do if I had all that money. I would get a jet, a wet nurse, a bed, and we would just travel the country with my man.
Yeah. Yeah.
Sounds kind of nice.
It honestly does.
And it's not her first, it's not her second. I feel like by the third, you're just on
the go.
Yeah.
And she's already a go-getter girl.
100%.
Well, happy for them.
Me too.
Are you ready for our fifth and final story?
If it's our fifth and final story, that's brought to you by Robinhood. With Robinhood Gold, you can now enjoy the VIP treatment, receiving a 3% IRA match on retirement contributions. The privileges of the very privileged are no longer exclusive. With Robinhood Gold, your annual IRA contributions are boosted by 3%, plus you also get 4% APY on your cash in non-retirement accounts. That's over 8 times the national savings average. The perks of the high net worth are now available for any net worth. The new gold standard is here with Robinhood Gold. To receive 3% boost on an annual IRA contribution, sign up at Robinhood.com/gold. Investing involves risk. 3% match requires Robinhood Gold at $5 a month for 1 year. From the first match, must keep funds in IRA for 5 years. Go to Robinhood.com/boost. Over 8 times the national average savings account interest rate claim is based on data from the FDIC. As of November 18th, 2024, Robinhood Financial LLC, member SIPC. Gold membership is offered by Robinhood Gold LLC. Today's episode is also brought to you by Fora, a modern travel agency that empowers anyone to turn their passion for travel into a thriving business with expert training, innovative technology, and a supportive community. So Fora is for anyone who loves to travel, whether you're a parent planning unforgettable family vacations, a professional curating luxury getaways for friends, or someone who's always discovering hidden gems and authentic experiences. Fora advisors have the freedom to build a business of their own on their own terms, whether that means creating a flexible schedule, working from anywhere, or scaling their business at their own pace. With Fora, you have access to comprehensive training, cutting-edge technology, and industry perks that make it simple to turn your passion for travel into real earnings. From planning trips to leveraging insider connections, Fora provides everything that you need to start and grow your business. You'll also join a thriving community of travel lovers who are ready to share insights, answer questions, and cheer you on. Through meaningful collaboration and support, you'll never feel like you're building your business alone. And for the first time ever, Fora is gifting Toast listeners an exclusive offer. Join today and you'll receive $50 off an annual membership, and you'll skip their waitlist because you shouldn't have to wait to start making travel your business. Visit foratravel.com/toast and use code TOAST when you sign up. Fora is spelled F-O-R-A, so it's foratravel.com/toast. Our code is TOAST when you sign up. Visit foratravel.com/TOAST. Use code TOAST when signing up. That's FORA travel.com/toast. Our code is TOAST when signing up, and you'll receive $50 off an annual membership, and you'll skip the wait list because you shouldn't have to wait to start making travel your business.
Thank you. Our fifth and final story is a little memoir news.
Who's writing one?
Memoirs of a Brookie. Brooke Shields' memoirs have come out. She's been in the news, a lot of headlines about excerpts from her book. Her book is called, are you ready for it?
Shield Me Forever, something like that.
No, it's literally so bad. It's so long. Brooke Shields is not allowed to get old. Thoughts on aging as a woman.
What?
That's the name of the book.
That's the name of a
TED Talk.
It's not even, it's a sentence.
No, it's the name of a college paper.
Oh my God. Ugh, they're getting worse and worse. Honestly, me and Ben have been watching so much Barefoot Contessa because he's like seriously obsessed with mine, and he's like literally sits and writes notes.
Do you tell him to get ready when the luck hits?
Yeah, and then he was showing me something and he was like, that's the name of her book. I'm like, yeah.
Well, here's what Brooke Shields is sharing. She's actually, a lot of like headlines have come out about stuff that she's sharing on her press tour and things from her book. But she said that Tom Cruise actually privately expressed remorse over his ridiculous rant about her use of antidepressants, she revealed in her memoir. So the book was published today, and she said that the actor eventually said sorry to her. She said it wasn't the world's best apology, but it's what he was capable of, and I accepted it.
That was a big part. So it's interesting because she had a documentary that I feel like really shook everyone. It's a lot of celebrities do documentaries, but hers like really made conversations, made waves, and I think it ushered in this new era of like Brooke Shields appreciation, and this took a hard look at like how Hollywood is really fucking obsessed with young girls in a really disgusting way, and she bared the brunt of a lot of it at the time. So I feel like she got a lot of it out in the documentary, and I'm sure the success of the documentary made it easier for her to like sell a book. Yes. But I wonder what's in the book that wasn't in the documentary.
I don't know. Maybe it seems to be also a focus on aging as a woman. So like with not so much like a life story as it is like a woman's story.
Right. I mean, and the documentary was actually a lot about her mother.
Yeah.
Who was like, you know.
So I think this is more about her and where she's at in her life. And so she talks about the beef with Tom Cruise from back in the day and how he eventually apologized in his way, but that she forgave
That was him. The craziest part of the documentary, because she was like one of the first women to ever publicly speak about postpartum depression, and she had it like really bad. Like she had to, I think, like get treatment for it, like outpatient. It was really, really bad. And she was like, nobody's talking about this. And I think she spoke about it on Oprah or something. And people like fucking came for her. Tom Cruise, one thing about him, like at least he's consistent. He is seriously the biggest loser on the planet. I'm sorry. Like they try to make me like him with Top Gun and like his movie star. Like I get it, like Jerry Maguire, but he is a fucking loser and he always has been. I'm sorry. I hate him.
Yeah, we're back there.
We're back.
The
like,
Olympics closing
all the
ceremony
progress. Yeah, every time. One step forward, 3 steps backwards. Like I actually can't. There are some people I think I can like willfully like ignore and just like be blind to their flaws. But like Tom Cruise is so problematic. I'm sorry. Hate.
Yeah. Well, I think that this book is a good book. Like I would trust her to write a memoir. I feel like every time she's like speaking or giving an interview, she just has a lot to say. She has a lot of wisdom, and she's been in the industry for so long. So even though the title's like not my favorite title, I think this will be a good book. So if you read it, let us know.
Is the title not my favorite title? It's probably one of my least favorite titles. It's up there with When the Luck Starts or whatever it's. What's it called?
Be ready when the luck hits.
It's frustrating when celebrities have bad names for their memoirs, but it's especially frustrating when like the public can easily think of like 5 that are so good. Barefoot Confessor.
Yeah.
It should have been called Barefoot Confessions. Like that's just it. Like obviously I would have liked Barefoot Confessa, but okay. Confessions. Like when there's such an obvious choice and you decide to not only not choose it, but go with the worst one ever, that's especially frustrating.
Yeah.
And what was Josh Gad's? I remember we just were talking about it and it was good. I think it was like, "Are you there, Gad?"
Oh,
it's me. Something like that.
Josh Gad memoir is called "In God We Trust."
Funny.
Love.
Funny. So,
but he's a funny man. Like, not everyone wants to be funny. People want to be serious.
They don't have to be funny. Barefoot Confessions is not funny.
So the way that they did her title on the cover is better than in spoken word, because it says Brooke Shields at the top as if she's the author, and then is not allowed to get old.
Okay, it's really long.
Thoughts on aging as a woman.
Let's do Dear Toasters, our weekly advice segment, where every Tuesday, Jackie and I will read 3 submissions from the swirlies in need. Now, if you're a swirly and you find yourself in need and you want to reach out to us, you can head over to our website, thetoastpodcast.com, or you can head over to your email and send us an email, deartoasters@gmail.com. Are you ready?
Yes.
Okay, this one actually made me laugh. Hey swirlies, Happy New Year. I'm in dire need of your help. My husband has been in a fantasy football league for 15 years, and until this year, he's never even come close to winning. Last weekend, he was beyond stressed and just awful, snapping at me and just being a big weenie. In the end, he lost. I had already gone to bed, but I could hear him storming around. I even heard him crying when he came into the bedroom. I got the biggest ick. Since I was pretending to be asleep when all this happened, how do I address it with him? Sincerely, wife of a big football crying weenie.
Oh my gosh. I feel like you have to let it go. Like, you don't address it.
You just need something like you, yourself, and you know.
Like you never saw it or heard it. I really hope that he wins one day. But I don't think there's anything to say unless he brings it up because it's affecting him so much. But maybe you just need to let it out. And today's a new day.
It's really tough when you see someone doing something that they were doing in private. And
you can't judge people for what they did in private.
When they thought nobody was watching. Now, that person being your partner makes it even more awkward because you're supposed to not have secrets. But yeah, I agree with Jackie. I don't think you can address this. You just need to know, your man is crazy. And this is really important to him. And let him, cry.
Better luck next year.
Yeah.
I think it's
coming
innocent.
in and crying.
Actually, how much money's on it?
But my initial thought was oh, your man has a gambling problem because seriously, crying is really crazy. And maybe
it's a pretty big pot and he needed the money.
Maybe he's in debt and he's not sharing that with you. So I could see more sinister and more nefarious things going on here. Now, I feel like I'm always saying your husband's a gambling addict, your husband's gay. So I was refraining. But I do think if you wanted to look further into this, you might find something more sinister.
Like a financial issue.
This is not normal behavior.
Or maybe he's not in debt, but he was looking forward to getting that money and doing something really exciting for himself, or maybe taking you on a trip and he's crying thinking about you guys on the beach. To
be clear, he was not crying thinking about you guys on the beach. Maybe he was crying because he had his eyes on a Rolex and now he can't get it. Maybe something like that.
Yeah.
But I think it's important to be realistic here. He was not planning a beachfront vacation for you guys.
I just feel if you want, since you can't speak to him about it, if you want to make yourself feel better, just think about the fact that he was going to buy you a Birkin and he's crying because he can't. I've cried too.
If you can't let this go, while I don't think talking to him about it is going to solve anything, do a little digging into the financials. You might find something.
Just make sure that we're in the green. Yeah.
Because it is sort of crazy behavior. I know men get really into sports and but to lose a fantasy league, especially when you lose all the time, to get close and then lose, it's even harder. But crying is actually lunacy. And it's really crazy.
I think he had big plans and big dreams.
For a big trip.
And he was going to renew your vows.
Yeah, and that's why he's crying. Okay, ready? Hey, Jackson Claude, I'm in desperate need of your advice. My boyfriend, 6'3", buff, works in finance. He's a PJOM. Our relationship is fantastic. But every time we visit his parents, I really start to cringe at him. He's 29 years old, and he still, in all seriousness, calls his parents mommy and daddy. He'll say something like, "Mommy, can you make me a sandwich?" Or, "Daddy, can you pass the salt?" I'm sitting there wondering if I should start packing my bags or just quietly slip out the back door. I haven't said anything because I don't know if I need to get over myself or if this is grounds for a conversation. Please help.
That's
now,
so tough.
I have to come to the table and say something.
Your husband does this.
My husband picks up the phone. "Hi, Mommy. Hi, Daddy." I never thought until this moment that it was weird. He has, I think, a very normal, healthy relationship with his parents. They're really close, but I don't think it borders on weird. Now you got me obviously rethinking things. I think it's maybe Ben's 6'1". I don't know. I've never thought it was weird. So I want to say this might be a you thing.
What I was going to say is like, even if it feels weird when you hear it and you don't like it, like this is not a deal breaker. And it's also not something that I think that you could say to him. Like after 29 years, you need to start calling his parents something else. So I think that it's something that you just have to like learn to ignore.
Make peace with.
When you hear it like in one ear out the other, because why ruin a good thing? This is not a deal breaker.
No, and I'm sorry. If you're willing to give up a P-job man who works in finance and is 6, what did you say?
6'3".
6'3", like, who the fuck do you think you are? Like, we're just giving up perfectly good men because they called their moms mommy?
No, that's what I say when like it culture has gone way too far.
Yep.
That
we're actually considering like giving up a good relationship because of the 3 times a year he sees his parents. Like he says something that like puts you off.
Yeah.
No, you actually need to get a grip. Like this is one of the situations where I want to shake the toaster in question and be like, he's a good man, Savannah. Like, what are you doing?
And also maybe like you could like run interception. Like you make the sandwich before he could ask his mom. Like you get the salt. Like so that he does not need to address his parents at all.
Now, that's unreasonable. Like a person is going to live in a house for a couple of days and have to address the person's house that they're staying at. Now, and I don't think you should, but if you did want to like try and get him to stop saying it, you could like tease him being like, mommy, like, what are you, 6? And like maybe he doesn't even realize it and then slowly he'll stop. But I think like you'll just come off like naggy and bitchy for no reason.
And he's going to write to his podcast, like, I call my mom, mommy and daddy, something that's like really
Dear
special.
Good guys.
It's really something that's really special to me and my whole family does it and it really like bonds us and my girlfriend is making fun of me.
And then Ben, the host, who also calls his mom, mommy and daddy, is going to tell you to break up with that girl because like she doesn't understand good men like you. And then you're going to lose your perfectly good boyfriend.
So stop it. Just ignore it. Ignore.
Okay. Are you ready for our last one?
Yes.
Okay. Hey, Jackson Claude. I need advice. My mother-in-law has made so many comments about my weight gain. She did it over the holidays and I don't know how to deal with it. Comments in front of his entire family, aunts, uncles, brothers. At one point, his 20-year-old brother actually stuck up for me because he felt so bad. The worst comment was being when she gave me a sweater for Christmas and I opened it in front of everyone. Before I could even open it, she says, I got this for you before knowing how much weight you've gained. It's a medium. You're probably going to need a large or an extra large. But like she could have just said, if you need another size, let me know. The medium did fit, slay. But she asked me later that night if she could give it to one of her son's girlfriends instead because it would probably look better on her and fit her better. This is just one example of many. My fiance didn't think anything of it and said she didn't mean it like that. I have so much resentment I could hardly stand being around her. Help. What do I do? Well, I think it's important that you wrote into us because we know nothing about the situation and like sometimes like with in-law drama and then your man like kind of not taking your side but not like sticking up for you, you're like, wait, am I in the wrong? Just from an outside third party perspective with no particular interest in the matter, like this woman's a cunt. You literally did nothing wrong and your man not only like gaslighting you into thinking it's not a big deal but also like not standing up for you against his mom. Like your man's a pussy. So you got a pussy and a cunt and I know this is your fiance, so we can't break up with him because, like, obviously
she
there's
said
a lot at play.
She said mother-in-law.
Oh, mother-in-law. Oh my God, excuse me. Yeah. So
yeah,
it's your husband. This woman's a bitch, and I feel like with in-laws, when you're like the daughter or the son, like you put up with stuff because this is an older person, you have respect for them, it's your partner's mother, but you do eventually like hit a point where it's like, actually this is no longer works for me. Like I've swallowed too much. I can no longer swallow.
Yeah.
And I think you're reasonable for being at that point. Like that is crazy shit. Taking the sweater back.
Put your foot down. Like you have power here and you don't have to go. And you shouldn't go and you should boycott. And
you have someone on your side.
Not to
the
be
brother.
Like, I want her to be nicer to me. Like, no, there were times where you would have accepted forgiveness or correction or your husband to step in and all those times have passed and you're not going anymore. So congratulations, you fucking played yourself because if you had just said something to your mom, all of this could be avoided and now you're not going.
And the good thing, the small bit of hope we have to cling ourselves to and buoy ourselves to is you have an ally here in the brother. So you're not the only person, like, see, it's not like everybody's like, what? No, you're crazy. Somebody else sees what you see.
Yeah.
So that's huge because I think a lot of times, like in family dynamics, if you're the outsider, everybody's like, what are you talking about?
Yeah, no.
So you're crazy.
Put your big fat foot down and we're not going anymore.
Put your medium-sized foot down. We're having Christmas at home.
Medium, could have taken a large foot down.
Yeah.
I'm not putting myself in this environment anymore.
I love that the sweaters still fit you.
You played yourselves.
I love that the sweater still fit you.
That's bullying.
It wasn't a part of her plan. That's why she was like hoping that the sweater wouldn't fit. She's like, oh, I'll just give it to Sarah. But it did fit, but you had to give it to Sarah. Like she's maniacal, diabolical bitch.
And if your husband like won't go for it, start firing off some texts. Start making it permanent.
Yeah, that's tough. Like when you're in a battle with, I follow this woman, Shauna. Do you know Shauna?
No.
Let me make sure that's her real name. And I actually followed her like before I started telling people I was pregnant, and I was worried, and she followed me back, and I worried that she was gonna like blow up my spot because like she does all like newborn content, and like she does like these little skits. She's like a mom influencer. Her name is not Shauna. What is her name? Shauna, yeah, Shauna Lander. I love her. She does these like little skits about like newborns, like when friends come over and like act crazy.
How do you spell Shauna?
S-H.
I love accounts like this.
Oh, you're gonna love
you send me the
Shauna.
one about
And by the way, you probably will recognize her. Her videos go so viral. You've probably seen it before.
S-H.
A-W-N-A.
Okay.
Lander. L-A-N-D-E-R. Is she on Reels? Yeah. Oh, she's Shauna the mom.
Okay. Yes, I see her.
Have you seen her before?
I don't think so, but maybe.
So she has a lot of skits about toxic mother-in-laws. I love it.
Oh,
and so if you're looking for inspo, like go to her account and she'll tell you how to deal. I forget who her, like she has like a classic mother-in-law, like with a cat, Barb, that's her name. And so like she'll give you good tips on how to handle the Barb in your life.
Yeah, and like say your husband's like, no, we're still going. Like send a text to the whole family. Say, hey everyone, we won't be attending Easter this year as Barb can't
control herself.
Yeah, can't control her rude comments. If you guys want, we'll have it at our house.
Right, Barb, you are not invited.
Just light a match.
Yeah, like I feel like you've put in the time. You can't get to the place where you like burn it all down without putting up with a lot. And you've definitely put up with a lot, and you can burn it to the ground.
Yeah, and maybe that's how you get on a new page. Like if there is like hope for the future, like something really big has to happen where she could maybe understand, even if she doesn't like agree, but at least just be respectful. That that's not how you talk to people. That you want to endear and that you want to come to your home and spend time with you. That's just not how you talk to them.
I'm sorry that you're dealing with that. Like that's brutal. But I hope we've given you like the confidence and the power to take control of your holidays.
Yeah.
And that's our show, you guys. Thank you so much for listening to the Toast and Millennial Morning Show, where we deliver the fast 5 stories that you need to know every Monday through Friday on YouTube. So if you're watching us on YouTube, please feel free to subscribe and give this video a thumbs up. We're also available as podcasts and where podcasts can be found. So that's Spotify, iTunes, Stitcher, Public Radio, iHeartRadio, CastBox, all the places where you listen to podcasts. Find us at Toast, leave a 5-star review about how beautiful, stunning, and wickedly talented we are.
Love ya. Bye. Heart. Hit him with the heart, Turdy.